How do I handle this as a mother? False accusations tore our family apart. I have been in a mother's worst nightmare for the last year. A year ago, almost exactly, my daughter accused my current partner of sexual assault. They incurred an investigation and charges laid. Court proceedings are happening just very slowly. However, her father kept me completely in the dark as to what the situation was. My daughter doesn't live with me. She lives full-time with her father, and apparently this happened when she was visiting me for the summer. I have been pursuing court action to be able to talk to my daughter, but it's a slow process. My ex is fighting tooth and nail to keep me from contacting her, with his justification being that I'm still in a relationship with the person that allegedly assaulted her. But basically, through legal proceedings, we are finally able to get her side of the story, and it is absolutely untrue. I can't go into details, but the set of circumstances laid out in her statement absolutely never happened. My take on it is that she saw a video on TikTok or YouTube about someone else's experience, saw all the attention and support they were getting, and decided to make up a story. Direct quote, "My friend and I saw how sympathetic people were being and said, hey, let's get in on this." Unfortunately, her father saw whatever it was she was doing and immediately cut contact with me and went to the police. My ex has hated my current partner since the beginning, but I'm at a complete loss for what to do now. I'm the one that is going to have to testify that there is no way that situation happened, while she is surrounded by people that believe her absolutely. Even though I know for a fact that it never happened how she said, the idea of having to get up there and call her a liar is heartbreaking. I feel like it is something that neither of us will recover from. I'm coming to the point where I am soon going to have to actually talk to my daughter about it, and have no idea how I'm going to address the fact that she blatantly lied, and that it has completely destroyed our lives. My partner lost access to his own daughter since his charges prevent him any contact with anyone under 16. I haven't been able to talk to my daughter in a year. We've lost friends and family and are going to be out tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees before it's over. I love my daughter, but I'm also intensely angry at her for the horror and trauma we have gone through. I recognize that she might not understand the consequences of her decision and that her father would have been inclined to pursue this even if she tried to tell him it wasn't true. But I just can't disregard all the damage she has caused. And for the record, no, I'm not trying to cover for my partner. If I had any doubt about it actually being true, I would be in a very different place. I wouldn't be willing to testify if I thought there was any possible way it could be true. Oh my god, this made me sad. Am I wrong for rescheduling my friend's bachelorette party? My female 24, friend female 24, I've known about for 10 years is getting married in August. I am the maid of honor. We booked our hotel room in January. Party was planned for the end of May. I don't live in the same city as the bride, so her and the other girls in the bridal party are planning on driving to me, which is a 3-hour drive. I just found out that a trip me and my mom have been planning to Europe this spring for the last 3 years, was already canceled once in 2020, has been canceled again due to low numbers in tour. Our travel agent had another tour we could choose that is for sure a go, but it would be interfering with the bachelorette. Travel agent said other tours later in the year are also not a guarantee and prices could change. I messaged the bridal party and apologized for needing to change the date, and I explained that this is a trip that is important for me and my mom, and we have limited options. The girls agreed to change the date to the end of April, and I spoke with the bride on the phone and all seemed well, and she said she understood and was optimistic everything would work out. The next day she messages me saying it's not going to work. We talk on the phone and she says the rest of the girls don't want to change the date as it is inconvenient for them and their schedules. As well, another friend was planning to fly in from another city. I had messaged her already to apologize. She had previously told me that flights were cheap and she also has family here or could visit the bride at the end of May if she couldn't change the flights. I told the bride that my mom told the travel agent to book this new tour and my mom is not changing it again. I asked why we couldn't pick another weekend when almost all of the girls have weekends off. I told her that if we don't change the date, then I will not be at the bachelorette. She said, I guess you won't be then. After, I messaged the bridal party group chat to explain to the girls I can't change this trip now and that there is a lot of money wrapped up in it. I said sorry again and just asking why they can't make another date work. I also gave the option that some could drive in on Saturday if not able to on Friday due to work. Another bridesmaid sent a huge message saying it was disrespectful that I expect 5 people to change their schedule for just me and that she knows I can easily change my trip to another date, and that I don't get to make calls on the driving schedule. I stated I was not trying to disrespect anyone and was just giving options so that things could work out. I told her she was out of line for calling me disrespectful. I also was speaking to the bride on her own chat, and I said I feel like she isn't backing me up on this, and I feel hurt she is willing to exclude me. She said she doesn't have the confidence that I'll be there for her on her wedding day and that this isn't all about me, it's supposed to be about her. So, am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for canceling dinner when my boyfriend brought a bell to the diner to grab the staff's attention? This might sound bad, but I don't know if I was the asshole here. I, female 30, have been dating my boyfriend, Rhett, male 31, for 4 months. We live in a different town and he's not from here. He's American living here. He usually visits on the weekends. This time I decided to visit his town and eat out at a diner. Rhett was already there when I arrived to the diner. We talked some, checked the menu. Then when it was time to order, he pulled a small bell out of his jacket pocket, lifted it up, and started shaking it. It produced a loud, annoying sound. My ears actually started hurting. I was so confused. I asked what he was doing, and he said that he was trying to get one of the waiter staff's attention. I said it was embarrassing and he should stop right then, but he kept shaking it. I cannot begin to explain the looks we received from everyone. I demanded him to stop, but he said not till someone came and took our order. I threatened to leave the place and cancel dinner if he wouldn't, and he kept doing it. Someone came already, but I'd already gotten up, took my purse, and started making my way out. He followed me and started arguing about walking out, but I told him that I couldn't take being embarrassed by him, and he got upset and said that he didn't get why I thought the bell was embarrassing. Explained that it was a perfect solution for no longer being forced to wait till someone shows up. I asked if it was acceptable to do this in America, and he said yes, because it's a free country, and people there usually don't give a shit. But I said it's inappropriate and embarrassing here. He said I was being too sensitive and overreacted over nothing. He insisted we go back inside, but I refused. We ended up leaving. He kept on about how I ruined dinner by canceling it and offending him by acting like his behavior is shameful. I said I had a right to give an opinion on what he's done, even if he thought what he was doing, but he basically told me to get off my high horse and stop calling his genius idea embarrassing. He's been sulking for days now and wanting an apology. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe it's nothing where he lives, but it's just unacceptable.
Oh my God. That is revolting.
Disgusting.
When I was 14, I had the hugest crush on my friend James because of his on-point Chewbacca impression, and he was just very funny, very kind. He was all the things, but I couldn't speak to him because whenever I looked into his eyes, I would freeze, like he would Medusa me. And he also Medusa'd my friend who he asked out on a date, and I was very happy for her. I was like, he's never gonna love me, so like you date him and I'll live through you. But she's very shy, and he's also very intelligent, which makes him hard to speak to as well sometimes. One time he and I were on a road trip as adults, and there was a bunch of ice freezing on our windshield, and he went into a pharmacy and he bought some stuff and made a little witch's potion, and he poured it into our car, the windshield wiper spray fluid spot. And I was like, is this going to make our car explode? And he said no, and here's why. And he's a chemical engineer, so he was explaining to me how all the chemicals work together to unfreeze the ice and not explode our vehicle. But he was using all these sciencey words, and I was just nodding and smiling like, you know, you're really cute, but I don't know what you're saying. So he took my friend on this date, and he was carrying the conversation the whole time because she was too scared to speak, and he was cutting the bread. They were having a picnic on the beach, and he was making this ASMR sound with the knife because there were nobody was talking, and he said, well, this is awkward. And my friend said nothing. Then my cousin's family came to visit, and they rented a camping spot from James's family. So James and his friends came running up to me, and they were like, that's your cousin? We saw her, and we were like, who is this gorgeous goddess? And I was like, yep, that's her. That's so great that you think that. Because at this point, I was annoyed. I was like, really? You'll date my friend, who's also rendered mute in your presence, and you'll date someone genetically similar to me, but you won't... What? What? My cousin came running up to me and she said, James is so cute. My mom told him that I need someone to show me around the island later, so he's gonna do it. And I just wanted to say, nobody cares, Mackenzie. In 7 years, you're gonna marry a totally different man and not invite me to the wedding. Flash forward 7 years, and James and I are going on this road trip, right? And he drove 2 hours out of his way to come pick me up. And I said, thank you so much for driving so far to pick me up. And he said, no, I actually really enjoyed the drive. Thank you. Let me tell you something though. I dated a girl from down here once, and I would never do it again because 2 hours doesn't seem like a long distance relationship, but it is. Could never date a girl from here again. And I was like, cool, thanks for the hint. And then he proceeded to kill me softly on this 30-hour road trip by buying me tacos and duetting Total Eclipse of the Heart with me and making me laugh so hard that I was snorting, which the only other time I've laughed so hard that I snorted was never. We listened to Taylor Swift for 2 hours, and at no point did he say, can we listen to something that's not Taylor Swift? And we started sharing bad dating stories. He told me about this bad experience getting rejected for a kiss, and I was like, who don't want to kiss you? You're so hot! But I didn't say that. I kept it all inside. And then he was like, I'm just done dating. I want to get married. It's too tough, you know? And I was like, I volunteer as tribute. I've been here the whole time.
Am I the asshole for leaving the hospital after my husband called his mom instead of me? My husband, 31, was in the hospital for a surgery that involved anesthesia. His mom came to wait with me there but didn't speak to me because we've been having some minor disagreements. She offered me coffee, but I declined politely. Hours after the surgery, we were only told one person goes into the room for the day since he was still under anesthesia. From what I understand, he woke up calling for his mom, and the nurse asked for the mom to go in, and she did. I was irritated and felt like all this waiting and stressing out and got ignored. The nurse told me he was still not fully awake and was repeatedly asking for his mom.